今日もお疲れ様でした。英語で国内ニュースです。優しい英語で今日の出来事をお届けします。
Police in Kyoto are searching the home of an 11-year-old boy who was found dead in Nanton City. The Kyoto Prefectural Police are investigating the case on suspicion of abandoning a body. The search began this morning. The boy had been missing. Investigations are ongoing into the circumstances surrounding his death and the alleged abandonment.
An 18-year-old contract worker has been identified as the woman found dead in Oita's Bungo Ono Mountains. Her death was due to cervical spinal cord injury, estimated about a month ago. Police suspect she was killed and abandoned. On April 12th, 58-year-old Tadafumi Himino was arrested for body abandonment. He reportedly admitted to killing her and transporting the body to the mountains.
BSTBS announced on April 15th that it will end its BSTBS 4K broadcasting. They will not renew their certification after January 24, 2027. Other commercial BS4K channels are expected to cease broadcasting by next year.
Manga artist and essayist Sadao Shoji, famed for popular series Tanma-kun and Asate-kun, depicting salarymen's daily lives, passed away on April 5th at 88. He died from heart failure in a Tokyo hospital. Born in 1937, Shoji debuted in 1967. His achievements include receiving the Purple Ribbon Medal in 2000 and the Order of the Rising Sun in 2011.
Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi and Polish Prime Minister Tusk met on April 15th. They agreed to establish an information protection framework, aiming to facilitate Japan's defense equipment exports to Poland. Both countries will strengthen security cooperation, elevating their relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership. Takaichi highlighted the importance of allied cooperation in the current security environment.
President Trump indicated that talks with Iran might resume soon in Pakistan, stating something could happen within the next 2 days regarding the Iran situation. Pakistan is actively working to facilitate progress in these discussions. The potential for renewed dialogue comes amid ongoing tensions in the region.
Chinese President Xi Jinping met Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov in Beijing on April 15th. Xi stated both countries must trust, support, and deepen cooperation to defend their legitimate interests. He emphasized the stability and certainty of China-Russia ties, expecting to meet President Putin this year. Xi called for stronger strategic cooperation to protect shared interests and uphold Global South unity.
A Chinese government spokesperson on April 15th criticized U.S. claims of military pressure on Taiwan as a distortion of facts and showing malicious intent. China has increased military activities around Taiwan, which it claims as its territory. Spokesperson Chen Binhua stated Taiwan is China's internal affair, tolerating no external interference. He urged the U.S. to handle Taiwan-related issues carefully.
A second-year female student from the prestigious Tsukuba University-affiliated junior high school was forced to withdraw and transfer due to severe bullying. Her mother reported incidents from last July, including being mocked and verbal abuse like "don't come to school," "don't breathe," and "die." The student was diagnosed with an adjustment disorder due to the intense stress.
Suntory Holdings announced on April 15th that it will acquire Daiichi Sankyo Healthcare for 246.5 billion yen. This strategic move aims to strengthen Suntory's health-related business. The acquisition comes as the company faces challenging growth prospects in Japan's domestic alcoholic beverage market, prompting a diversification into the health sector.
次は社会のニュースです。
Police in Kyoto are investigating the suspected abandonment of a body. An 11-year-old boy missing since last month, was found dead in a Nantan City forest on the 13th. Authorities believe someone left the body there. The boy is thought to have died around late last month, with the cause of death remaining unknown.
A body discovered in Owaida has been identified as an 18-year-old woman who was previously missing. Police have arrested a 58-year-old man from Owaida on suspicion of abandoning the body. Authorities had already determined the case to be a homicide. The arrested man reportedly made statements hinting at her killing.
The government has revealed its 9-item amendment proposal to revise the criminal retrial system. To be presented today, it won't ban prosecutors from appealing retrial decisions. However, courts will be limited to 1 year for reviewing such appeals. The full effectiveness of these proposed changes remains unclear.
Residents in Mashiki Town, Kumamoto, observed a moment of silence on the night of the 14th. This marked the 10th anniversary of the Kumamoto earthquakes. They honored the 45 people who died in the town, including disaster-related deaths, at the exact time the first magnitude 7 tremor struck a decade ago.
A prefectural road in Yashio City, Saitama, has partially reopened for traffic today after a 1-year, 3-month closure. The road collapsed in January 2025 with a truck falling into a sinkhole. Only 2 of 4 lanes are now accessible, and full reopening is expected to take several more years.
Police arrested gang member Ryo Hida, 30, for allegedly smuggling 5 kilograms of stimulants valued at 270 million yen. The drugs were reportedly imported from the U.S. to Narita Airport in April 2024. Hida, who has remained silent, is believed to have been on the run for 2 years.
The government will provide $10 billion, or 1.6 trillion yen, in financial aid to Southeast Asian nations. Prime Minister Takaichi will announce this at an online summit today. The aid aims to maintain vital supply chains for goods like medical supplies and support crude oil procurement, ensuring stable supplies to Japan.
The government plans to approve revised 3 principles on transfer of defense equipment and technology next week. Aiming to expand exports, the new principles will require monitoring lethal weapons post-export. This will prevent them from being transferred from the recipient country to other nations or terrorist organizations.
A group of residents involved in the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear accident's compulsory indictment of former TEPCO executives 15 years ago is requesting permanent preservation of case records. The request to the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office pertains to the criminal trial where 2 former vice presidents were ultimately acquitted.
Fake CEO scams have caused over 2 billion yen in damages across Japan in just 2 months, until the end of February. The National Police Agency reports fraudsters impersonate company presidents, emailing employees to trick them into transferring funds. Businesses are urged to be cautious of these schemes targeting corporations.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Dodgers pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto delivered a strong performance against the Mets, allowing only 1 run over 7.1 innings with 7 strikeouts. He received no decision for his effort. In the same game, Shohei Ohtani extended his on-base streak to 48 consecutive games despite having no hits due to an intentional walk.
Dodgers pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto gave up a leadoff home run in the first inning. However, he quickly recovered, retiring 20 consecutive batters. Yamamoto pitched 7.1 innings, allowing only 1 run with a season-high 7 strikeouts, helping his team secure a consecutive win against the Mets.
Na de shiko Japan, the national women's soccer team, achieved a clean sheet victory against the USA in their second match. Mai Hamano scored the decisive goal. This international friendly was played on April 14th, with Japan facing the U.S. women's national team away from home.
Munetaka Murakami of the White Sox hit his powerful fifth home run, a two-run shot, against the Rays at home. This was his first homer in 9 games and first hit in 25 at-bats. Though his team lost 5-8, Murakami's hit in the final at-bat showed signs of his recovery.
Tatsuya Imai, a 27-year-old pitcher for the Houston Astros, was placed on the 15-day injured list due to right arm fatigue. Tests revealed no structural issues with his arm. He is expected to resume pitching after recovering his strength, though his exact return date remains unknown.
Kazuma Okamoto of the Blue Jays hit a crucial game-tying RBI in the 9th inning against the Brewers. Canadian fans were thrilled, calling him Japanese Jesus. The Blue Jays then took the lead, eventually winning 9-7 in extra innings. Okamoto contributed with 2 hits and 1 RBI in the game.
Barcelona was eliminated from the Champions League quarterfinals after losing to Spanish rival Atletico Madrid in the second leg on April 14th. A crucial red card proved costly for Barcelona. Despite being a strong contender, the La Liga champions could not advance against their domestic opponent.
Yuma Kagiyama, a 2-time Olympic silver medalist in men's figure skating, announced he will take a break from competition for the upcoming 2026-27 season. He shared on social media that he wants to rediscover the joy of figure skating and use the time to reassess himself and pursue new challenges.
Rory McIlroy won the Masters tournament for the second consecutive year, a feat achieved by only 4 players in history since Tiger Woods. McIlroy finished 12 under par. Japan's Hideki Matsuyama ended the tournament in 12th place with a total score of 5 under par.
Mariulus Ada, 34, has been appointed interim coach of Union Berlin in Germany's Bundesliga First Division. This marks the first time a woman has taken on a coaching role in any of Europe's top 5 football leagues. She was previously a coach for the club's U19 team.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
The U.S. military began a reverse blockade of the Hormuz Strait on April 13th. The Trump administration aims to prevent Iran's oil exports, hindering their war funding. This strategy could push global oil prices to $150 a barrel, a cost the administration seems willing to accept. This is a major gamble given American consumers' sensitivity to gas prices.
The United States and Iran are reportedly discussing their next face-to-face talks, aiming for a long-term ceasefire. This follows an initial meeting in Islamabad, Pakistan, involving U.S. Vice President Vance and Iranian representatives, which did not achieve a breakthrough. Both nations are now considering further negotiations to resolve ongoing tensions.
The U.S. Central Command announced on April 14th that it has deployed over 10,000 soldiers, more than 12 warships, and dozens of aircraft. This force is enforcing a blockade of Iranian ports. The command reported that no ships were able to break through the blockade within the first 24 hours, indicating its immediate effectiveness.
Israel and Lebanon held U.S.-mediated talks on April 14th, agreeing to begin direct negotiations. These discussions, in a trilateral consultation format, focused on issues including the pro-Iranian group Hezbollah. The Trump administration views this as a historic opportunity to ease tensions, potentially aiding stable U.S.-Iran ceasefire talks.
Italian Prime Minister Meloni announced Italy will not automatically renew its defense agreement with Israel this month. Italy has also stated its refusal to participate in U.S. and Israeli military operations regarding the Iran situation. This decision signals a cooling of relations between Italy and both the United States and Israel.
Japanese Prime Minister Takeichi met with visiting Polish Prime Minister Tusk. They confirmed strengthening cooperation across various fields, including security and economy. Both leaders also affirmed enhanced coordination for achieving peace in Ukraine, particularly through reconstruction support. This summit highlights growing ties between Japan and Poland.
Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov in Beijing. They expressed shared concerns about increasing threats from unilateral hegemony, likely referring to U.S. military operations against Iran. The two foreign ministers also discussed arrangements for Russian President Putin's upcoming visit to China, underlining strengthening ties.
European NATO members are reportedly planning for a European NATO to defend the continent without the U.S. This initiative aims to strengthen European command and complement U.S. forces with their own resources. Concerns over President Trump's skepticism towards NATO and hints of U.S. withdrawal are driving these discussions to maintain deterrence against Russia.
President Trump openly criticized Italian Prime Minister Meloni in an interview. He expressed being shocked by her, stating he thought she had courage, but was mistaken. This public statement highlights a deep rift in their previously friendly relationship, marking a clear deterioration in diplomatic ties between the two leaders.
April 15th marks 3 years since the conflict began between Sudan's military and paramilitary forces. Reports indicate that over 50,000 people have died in the fighting. The humanitarian situation across Sudan continues to worsen significantly with no clear end in sight to the ongoing crisis.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Manga artist and essayist Sadao Shoji has passed away at 88 from heart failure on the morning of the 5th. Shoji was famous for his manga series, including Tanmakun and Asate-kun, which depicted the daily lives of office workers. He was also widely recognized for his unique essays about food.
A scene on the April 7th TV show Eiseki Shokudo sparked controversy. During filming at an eel restaurant, a staff member touched a female voice actress's waist. The restaurant owner's son later apologized, acknowledging some felt uncomfortable. The scene was removed from online streaming. The production company admitted inappropriate conduct and insufficient human rights awareness.
Talent Shoko Hamada, age 40, announced the birth of her fourth son on her Instagram account on April 15th. Hamada is married to YouTuber Kabukin. She shared her joy, stating that with 4 boys, their home will be even more lively.
The republication of the Doraemon comics, titled Fujiko F. Fujio Masterpiece Theater Doraemon, has concluded. The final installment appeared in the April 15th issue of monthly Koro Koro comic. The magazine expressed gratitude to readers for their long-standing support of the series.
The cast for the new Lord of the Rings film, The Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum, was announced on April 14th. Elijah Wood will return as Frodo, and Ian McKellen will reprise his role as Gandalf. They will return from Peter Jackson's original trilogy, confirmed at CinemaCon.
Director Takashi Yamazaki announced on April 14th that Ryunosuke Kamiki and Minami Hamabe will return for the new Godzilla film, Godzilla 0.0, set in 1949. 2 years after Godzilla -1, the sequel will be released on November 3rd. The announcement was made at CinemaCon 2026 in Las Vegas.
The Osaka Shochikuza Theater, scheduled to close after its May performances, will be demolished. Shochiku announced this decision on April 14th, made at a board meeting. Established in 1923 as Osaka's first Western-style theater, its facade was preserved during a 1997 rebuild. Shochiku plans a new cultural hub due to facility aging.
The Tokyo Ballet will perform Joe Kanamori's Princess Kaguya at the Paris Opera's Palais Garnier next May. This marks the Tokyo Ballet's fourth invited performance there and their first overseas show featuring a Japanese choreographer's work. Princess Kaguya, based on the tale of the bamboo cutter, premiered in 2023.
Tenmaku no Jadugar by Tomato Soup won the Comic Division Grand Prize at the 55th Japan Cartoonists Association Award. The announcement was made on April 14th. Wart Cartoon won the Cartoon Division Grand Prize and Manga Ishibumi by Hiroshima Television, Yen.
Actress Ryoko Hirosue, 45, announced her return to entertainment on April 7th. She was arrested on assault charges last April after a car accident at 185 kilometers per hour. She later revealed health issues. While financial and past affair issues are resolved, her return faces public criticism for a lack of apology and a challenging path without her former agency's strong backing.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。